Welcome, Mark Hyatt with Your Networking Universe, and I'm excited to have you here because this is video training for lead passing, and this is part 1 of 3, and you got to start somewhere, right? And with lead passing, we're going to start in a pretty exciting place because we get to find out how to lay all the groundwork for where we're going to go. Because it's not just, you don't just join a group and then say, okay, I'm going to pass leads and go out and pass 5 leads a week, right? That doesn't happen. Does anybody pass 5 leads a week? It's been done. But even 1 lead a week, typically you don't just jump into a group and pass 1 lead a week. There's a process. So let's talk about that process a little bit. Some things have to happen. We have to find out what to do with each member. Certain things have to happen with each member. And I mean each member, you're in a 20-member group. I want to get to a certain point with each of these members. And then, wow, 20-member group, I can pass a lot of leads, right? That's a lot of different needs I can fulfill for my clients and for people that I meet. That's fantastic. So even in a 10-member group, there's so many services and needs that you're able to fulfill in a 10-member group that is exciting. So you want to look at it that way. You want to get excited about this opportunity. I have the opportunity to help a bunch of people. That is amazing. Now, how do I do that? Well, with each member, I've got to do certain things. I'm going to give you the first one, then I'm going to have you brainstorm a little bit on the other, however many you come up with. First one is build understanding. I need to build understanding. So that means that I just need to get to know your business a little bit. I'm not going to get to know it like as an expert. I don't need to be an expert in your business, but I need to be at least create some understanding there where I can explain it to somebody else. Now, what else do I need to do with each member? There are many, many possibilities. Go ahead and turn off the video and brainstorm right now. Welcome back. I'm sure you came up with some fantastic ideas. Let me throw a few more at you. Build trust. Right? If I don't have trust that you're going to do what you say you're going to do, if I don't have trust the product or service that you deliver is going to be amazing, if I don't have the trust that you are going to make me look good when I refer a valued customer to you, that's not good. That trust has to be there. So part of the impetus is on me, right? Part of it's on you. You got to help me to build that trust by doing what you say you're going to do and by going through the motions you need to go through in order to build that trust. But also, I need to work a little bit about building that for myself. I got to say, all right, what do I need in order to trust you? What do I need? And so I do a one-on-one and I say, what do I need? How am I going to get to the point where I trust you? What do I need to ask you? What do I need to know? And that's very important. So the third thing, build rapport, right? Now this is a training in and of itself, so I'm not going to go deep into building rapport, but I will say that we do a one-on-one, we get together before and after the YNU meeting, and we're talking. Don't waste that time, right? Use that time like it was gold, like it was treasure, because that is a phenomenal opportunity to really get to the heart of this person in terms of what they like and their interests and their activities and their hobbies and how they view life. Now, this is networking. I highly discourage religion and politics. I think you know that I'm going to say that. And I know that you'll do it anyway, but I discourage that because there's just no reason to go there unless you absolutely know that this person shares your beliefs. Then of course, go there. That's one of the ways that you can establish that rapport. But there's so many other things that you can use to establish rapport, right? Now, use that time. Before and after the meetings, your one-on-ones, really work it. How can I get to the point where I like this person? That's really all rapport means. I just want to get to the point where I like you. And then I'm going to want to refer you a bit more. Great. Number 2 thing that we need to do has to do with you. What we must do with you, or what you must do with yourself, as the case may be. So there's a few things that need to happen for you. One of them is adopt effective beliefs. You need to adopt effective beliefs, because this networking is no different than anything else in life. If I have the belief that the phone weighs 4,000 pounds when I make a cold call, I'm not going to be very good at cold calls, right? If I have the belief that I'm only worth a certain amount of money, it's going to be hard for me to charge more money. If I have the belief that I can't reach a high level of success, I'm not going to reach it. Well, the same applies to networking. If I go into an event, or if I go into a group and I say, well, not sure if this group's going to work, but I'll give it a shot. It's just not, it's not probably a very, very good group, but I'll try. That gets you nothing. I had somebody that joined one of my groups that he sold accounting people, right? He was a recruiter for accounting and companies, and he went out and recruited accountants for these accounting companies. Accountants, CPAs, bookkeepers, and so on. And he joined one of my groups as an 8-member group, didn't even have an accountant in the group or anyone related to his industry. And I thought, my own belief was challenged at that point. I'm like, I don't know if you're going to get anything out of this, but yes, I will let you join. So he joined, and he came to me and he said, the first thing out of his mouth was, he's like, Mark, thank you so much for letting me join this group, because I absolutely know that this is going to be amazing. I'm going to get a lot of business from this, and I'm going to give a lot of business, and I'm just excited to be a part of this. And his belief was absolutely 100% there. And what happened? We all know what happened, right? Right? It's obvious. We all know what happened. We know the power of belief. He received 6 leads within his first 2 months. 6 leads. 3 leads a month within his first 2 months from a group that didn't even have an accountant. Amazing, right? But yet, not amazing, because beliefs are so important. Now, go ahead and turn off the camera. Brainstorm a little bit on some of the other things that you need to do with yourself to get to the point where you are a great lead passer. Welcome back once again. Fantastic. So, here's a few more things. Develop networking skills. Now, brilliant thing about your networking universe is that we incorporate that into the whole process, right? So developing networking skills is something that I believe in highly, and now I'm pretty good. I've gotten to the point where I'm pretty good with those networking skills. I know what I'm doing, but yet I'm still really working hard on developing newer and better ideas on networking, because we just can't ever stop that. So no matter whether you're an amazing networker, you connect easily with people, it doesn't matter. Maybe if you're an amazing networker and you connect easily with people, you don't understand the process. And by developing more and more networking skills and learning more about networking, you can start to understand the process. Because it's not enough for you to be great, right? If you're great, you'll make a lot of other people money, but it's much more important. No, not much more important. It's equally important. Let's put it that way. It's equally important that you teach your networking partners the same skills. Now, how are you going to do that if you're unconsciously competent? Right? So you need to kind of understand what the process is, and that also is developing networking skills. Helping your network understand how to network falls under developing networking skills. The third thing that I have on my list, and I'm sure you have a bunch of things on your list that are amazing. I only have 3, and I just touched on ones that are really important. Enjoy the process. And that seems maybe obvious, I don't know, but it's so important that I get to the point where passing leads is fun, and that's easy. When you have a lead for someone, you're like, yes, at least I am. I'm like, yeah, I found a lead for this person. That's exciting. But what about the process of creating the lead for them in the first place? What if I could make that fun? And I guarantee I can. And I've done it. So I guarantee you can, and that you will, through going back to developing effective networking skills and adopting the correct beliefs, and before you know it, it's fun. So it all ties in together. Now, on your little handout, you also have the Lead Group Success Tool number 3, your Lead Passing Success Path. If you're saying to yourself, what is this number 3 stuff? This is the first tool. Well, this is an excerpt from 12 Weeks to Lead Group Success, which you also will have access to in a website I'm building called Your Networking University, which I'm excited about. So watch for that coming soon. But it's worth taking a look at this path. We're going to go through lots of the things on here in other training, like how to build trust. We're going to dive deep into that because there's ways to build trust quickly. Personal trust, quick. You can do it quick if you know how to do it. And I'm talking more about building my own personal trust. It's harder to build personal trust quickly in terms of from someone else. If I have Joe sitting in front of me, you know, that can take some time if Joe doesn't understand networking that much. I have to kind of get it out of him. I got to get to the point where I trust Joe somehow, and that comes with time. But I can develop trust where Joe trusts me very quickly using some of the skills that we teach in the other training. So excited to share that with you. Product trust, different from personal trust, right? Personal trust is I know you are going to do what you say you're going to do, but product trust is a whole different thing. What if you work for Comcast and I know you're going to do what you say you're going to do, but I don't know if Comcast will or ADP or one of the many companies that might be involved in a leads group. I think they probably will. They're big companies, right? What if I work for a small company? Or what if you work for a small company, small accounting firm? Yes, you are impressive, but is your firm going to back you up? You know, can I trust the firm? So that is another level of trust that we have to get to. And there's training on that, of course, as well. Create interest with members. And that is, in and of itself, a skill. I want to get to the point where I know how to generate curiosity for each and every member in this group. Very important skill. And then become comfortable referring potential buyers. And that means just closing the referral. I hate to use the word closing because it's a sales thing. I'm not really a salesperson very much. But yeah, you got to close the referral. What does that mean? Well, I'm going to unscare it for you. I'm going to make it less scary right now. All that means is I get to the point where this person is expecting a call and they're in the market for the product or service. That's all that means, is I'm going to get to know this person, I'm going to get to know their needs, and I'm going to say, hey, you know, it seems like you're in the market for the product or service of somebody in my network. I have this amazing person, and let me generate some curiosity with you about them. And can I have Joe give you a call? Just close the referral. That's all it is getting to the point where this person is expecting a call from the member. Okay. Oh, that brings us to the missing element, and this is exciting because now we get to find out why the top lead passers get to where they are. Many of them started where everybody starts, not knowing really how to pass leads. How did they get there? Missing element. Every person I've interviewed has got there through this path when I talk to the top lead passers. And what is it? Promotions. Promotions is the missing element, and here's why. I mean, it seems kind of simple, and go ahead and hand out the second handout now. Promotions are, I walk into a networking event, and I meet somebody, and they say, what do you do? And I say, I'm not going to answer that question. Instead, I'm going to tell you about Rob in one of my groups as a banker. I want to tell you why he is the most amazing banker I've ever run into. And here's why. And they say, now I really want to know what you do. Why are you talking about Rob? I mean, it serves two purposes, right? I can promote Rob in one of my groups, and I also get this person wondering why I'm promoting Rob, and then we can get into a conversation at the networking event about networking, right? And about the power of networking. And you can say, yeah, this is what we do in my network. You want to be a part of my network? Fantastic. So promotion at a networking event, promotion on social media. I go onto Facebook and LinkedIn and I say, yeah, I just did a one-on-one with Sally over there and here's what I learned. Here's some great things about Sally. Now, here's the thing about promotions is I don't have to, at the point in time I promote somebody, necessarily be fully convinced they're the greatest in the world. I can do promotions before I build trust. And yet doing promotions builds trust. That is the amazing thing about promotions, right? I can do promotions before I build trust. Why? Because I don't have to go onto LinkedIn or Facebook and say, Sally is amazing. I can just say, hey, I just did a one-on-one with Sally Mitchell and here's what I learned. I learned that she has these different benefits that she provides to her customers, and I think that's pretty cool, right? I'm not saying I endorse her. I'm just saying this is what I learned. So you can do promotions before you trust somebody, and yet it builds trust because when you do a promotion, you let Sally know about it, right? Hey, I went on LinkedIn and I did this promotion for you. You can actually promote them on Your Networking Universe website, and they get emailed to that effect. Right? So I go in it and now Sally says, wow, Mark's thinking about me. What if I promote her 10 times in 1 week? Then suddenly starting to build that rapport, starting to build that trust, right, with Sally. And Sally might be thinking to herself, maybe I should promote Mark. And so now we're starting to get activity going back and forth. Activity promotes activity. And promotes. Didn't mean to throw that in there. Activity creates activity, generates activity, and promotions is a fantastic way to get that activity going. So this is Mark Hyatt with Your Networking Universe, and this is just part 1. We have part 2 and part 3 of the Lead Passing seminar where you're going to learn so much more cool things. It's just incredible. So I look forward to seeing you in the next training. See you then.